Good morning. It is February the 26th, and got a couple of questions that I have been sent that I'm going to talk about. The first one is one that I think that's important for y'all in your generation to understand. The question was, how do you deal with constant ridicule from friends? Now, what I'm going to tell you is not exactly a warm, fuzzy account. Okay, but I'm going to answer it as honestly as I can. How do I deal with ridicule from friends? Well, my ridicule from my friends is pretty much constant. Um, and here's why, because my ridicule of my friends is pretty much constant. That is just how my friends and I communicate because um, we're males. We have a smidgen of testosterone in our body. And because of that, we don't sit there and whisper warm fuzzies to each other throughout the day. Our communication is ridicule. We joke on each other. We hammer each other. We put each other down, and we don't get our feelings hurt about it because we understand that that's just simply how males communicate. Um, it's not anything personal. We joke on each other's physical appearance. We joke on each other's um, beliefs. Okay, I have a friend who believes dinosaurs still exist on the earth, and he gets constantly ridiculed by that. He doesn't care. We hammer him about it. He hammers me about different things. Okay, and so, um, I guess the best advice I can give you with that is don't take it personal. Understand if the person is a friend and they are ridiculing you, um, that's just how sometimes people bond, especially males, is we bond by ripping on each other. We bond by um, joking on each other, okay, teasing each other. And that's just how it is, okay? I guess my generation and the generations before me were just not as sensitive about that kind of stuff. Um, we just understood that's how people communicate, okay? The second one is the question is, what kind of person is worth being around, and how can I become or know if I am one of those people? Okay, well, to that person that asked me that, you are one of those people. Okay, you're hilarious. You're one of my favorite people that I have in my class. Okay, but what kind of a person is worth being around? Okay, now understand this is coming from me. This is coming from what I believe. Okay, a person that's worth being around is number one, somebody who's not fake. They are who they are. Um, Whether that's you know somebody who's really outgoing, whether that's somebody who's always happy, whether that's somebody who's really really dry. Okay, they are who they are, and they don't try to put up a facade in order to get other people to come around them. Okay, they're not necessarily they don't try to be a Pied Piper type guy. Okay, um, you know where you stand with them. Okay, they if you ask them a question, you're going to get an honest response. Right? It's not going to be one of these. They tell you what you want to hear. No, they tell you what they believe is true, and sometimes that means they tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. How can you become that? Just be honest, man. Okay, just be honest with your friends. Just be honest with who you are. Okay. Another thing about who is a person worth being around, they're not needy. Okay, they're not constantly needing something from you. Okay, they're not constantly needing your affirmation. Okay, if you have somebody who you're in a relationship with, and I'm not even talking about romantic relationship, just a friendship, and they're constantly needing your attention, they're not in that for you. They're in that for themselves, and you need to turn and you need to run the other way. Um, if it's somebody who is constantly it's all about them all the time, okay, they're probably not worth being around. Okay, um, and people need to respect your beliefs. They need to respect your desires. They need to respect your the things that you're secure and not secure with. All right, meaning, peer pressure, that kind of deal. Somebody who's going to try to pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do, they're not worth being around. Okay, how can you become that? Like I said, be true to yourself, be honest, don't be needy. Okay, and honestly, the deal is y'all right now. Okay, y'all are 15, 16, 17 years old. Y'all have a strong desire to be liked. Okay, that's perfectly normal for people your age. Okay, one thing I can tell you, the older you get, the less and less you care about, do people like me? What you begin to care more and more about is, are you respected? Am I a respectable person? Okay, and a person who is respectable is somebody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth. There's somebody who is secure in their self, all right? And by being secure in their self, they're not constantly needing your approval. They're not constantly needing your affirmation. They have that enough from themselves. Okay, so that's just my 2 cents on ridicule and what a person is worth being around. Keep the questions coming. And also, if somebody wants to put in the comment section how I title a video, that would be great. Otherwise, you're just going to have to go by the date that is on there. So you guys have a great day. Thanks.